we are in my car. Unfortunately, again. Which is not a bad thing. I need to get breakfast, but I figure, like, have a conversation. I just wish I was in a stationary position to talk because I just don't like doing this. But I have turned the chat off. It's just a lot easier to have this talk. I may put this in a podcast series because this is what you're hearing. You're not really seeing much. So I think the best is to put it in a podcast category. I think I'm going to do that because it seems a lot better. But I just want to talk about being a black content creator and how it can be annoying but also so joyful. Like, I feel like we have so many things that we have to overcome besides racism and all that other stuff. Like, it's just in general making content about, let's say a normal life is very hard. I feel like a lot of media that gets attention is the extreme. Whether it's like, okay, you seem like a normal person, but for some reason you got all this money. Or it's the opposite, where it's like you're really, really struggling. So when you're in the middle, where it's like you are a budgeting person, you save everything you got, you doing what you got to do, you traveling, having fun, but you're not like trying to do the most, it can be a lot sometimes. Like, I really feel that. I am now editing videos. I love my software. I love what I bought yesterday. I love my computer. I got a Lenovo. Really good computer, and it has Microsoft. Everything is powered great. I like the system. It's 16 gigabytes. I'm very happy learning technology right now. So I'm in a really good mood about that. But I've always thought about, like, what is my niche? And I really don't think I have one. I talk about so many things. I do so many things. And I feel like sometimes it might be a little too much. Like, I shouldn't be doing all these things. I should just maybe stick with one thing, because people really do love when I talk about colorism. But sometimes, you got to put colorism on the back burner and talk about it another day, because it could become a lot. When it's the only thing that you talk about, it's not that great and it's not fun. I do enjoy, talking about people's feelings, telling the truth. I do enjoy supporting people. I love supporting myself. But it comes to a point where it's like, let's just talk about some positive things too. So I do want to include that in my channel. I feel like that's something that I don't let y'all in on, a lot of the positive things that are happening. And I try to keep it like secret, which is good and bad. But I do want to let, more of my subscribers in on what's really going on with me specifically. I want to let them know how I'm feeling. I want to let y'all know how I'm feeling, because I am in a place in my life where I am transitioning. I had an apartment upstate New York, and I got rid of the apartment to pursue my dream job, and I have it. And I moved back home with family, which was a huge surprise to me, that it was not going to be an easy one. I thought it was going to be an amazing generational wealth moment, and it wasn't that, which is fine. That happens. You can't get mad at yourself for that. But you do need to understand that life isn't over just because you had to move back home. That's how I've been feeling. I don't like it. I noticed that, there's some people who have an amazing relationship with their parents, and I literally love it. Give it hearts and kisses and X's and O's. I want that. I want that, but I don't have that. So it's been a real struggle, like, having to make content in somebody else's home. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I love to have my own private space. I am getting closer to getting an apartment, which is very good news. I'm getting closer. We're so close to getting an apartment. I just want to make sure it's where I want and for the price that I want. I am really, happy that I can say I can afford an apartment at this point in my life, like on my own. I didn't think I could even get there. I didn't think I could get there. I didn't think I could do it. And I took a leap. I went against my degrees, and I went into the travel industry, and I'm loving the job. I love the career. Your girl still will always have a fear of something, because, people don't like equal rights and equality. This world is really crazy. But I think that I'm proud of myself for stepping outside my box and, trying something I've never done before. And it was scary at first, because you don't know if you're going to make it through. You don't know if that career is meant for you. You don't know if anything's meant for you. You don't even know if being a parent is meant for you, but we still fucking do it. So, hey, like, I'm not a parent, but I'm just saying, like, you don't know until you are in the situation, and you have to try. And I've been able to try new things because I have a lot of ambition. I don't give up. But I still also feel that there's a lot of work that needs to be done. As a black woman that is, 28, going on 29, which is 30. To me it feels like 30. Once you reach 28, so you in your 30s. That's how I feel, but this should be beautiful. I no longer focus on dating. I still give dating advice because I protect black women. I don't care. But I no longer focus on dating in my life right now. Not because I've given up, but because I really think I'm so high off of life. Like, so close to getting an apartment. I don't want no dang relationship to ruin that. And also, I think, getting your own space before you get with someone is super important. There's literally that homosexual man that's going around talking about he's looking for a place to stay and to eat and to, love on somebody, and the whole media, everybody is just outraged by it. I think it is hilarious. I think it is funny. Y'all know that's not my type of man, but I'm just saying, it shows somebody like that just, they focus so much on the relationship, but they're not focused on the real deal, which is, get yourself somewhere to stay. And I feel the same way for women. I'm a whole women accountable, including myself. Like, I don't want to focus on love while I don't have my apartment solidified. I don't want no one taking nothing from me, and I don't want somebody thinking they could give me something and take it away. We ain't playing that. No. So that's just me, but that takes a lot of growing, I feel like a lot of people are so focused on finding a partner, they don't want to work on themselves. I see 5 people in the chat. Hopefully you like me. If you don't, please still like, comment, and subscribe once the video is done. My name is Nia. I'm a black girl from New York, and I make content about a normal average person. I don't make luxury content. One day I will, but I don't right now. And I absolutely just love my life. Ups and downs, I do love it, and I love who I am, and I just want people to love who they are too. Black women, period. Please give it a thumbs up. We're trying to get me through the algorithm. I'm making content every single day. I just want to change up my YouTube this year, and I want to give real advice. I don't want to just hoot and holler about the BS that's happening in the world. We will have our celebrity moments. I might make a day where we do that. But for the most part, I want to have moments where it's like, all right, what's going on? What's going on with me? I'll let you know what's going on. I really think it's important to check in with people, especially black people. I've recently realized that in the black community, we do not help each other when it comes to mental health. And yes, mental health is your own mental health, but you got to remember that, your surroundings, your community is still for you. They're still here for you, and they should be here for you. And if they're not, then they need to get to booting. So I guess this podcast will resemble around change, as well. Changing my living environment. That is something that I wholeheartedly want to do. I realize that there's a lot of content creators that, stay at home with their parent forever and just make their content, and I love that for them. I'm not somebody who is gonna sit here and say like, oh yeah, heck no. I love that generational wealth. I love that community. That's how it fucking should be. I'm with it. But for me, for Nia, for NiaTalk, she needs to be alone. Okay? So we're working towards getting an apartment, and I want to show y'all the process through all of that. My biggest hiccup for getting an apartment is, one, I'm in New York. And the money isn't even an issue at this point. It's more about the fact that a lot of things are a scam, and you have to be very vigilant. You have to be very careful. There was a story of a black woman who was a real estate agent, I believe, and she was unalived because she was set up by, I believe, her boyfriend and somebody else to meet for an open house. And she was supposed to host it. They were going to see the property, and she got unalived. So when I say apartment hunting ain't easy, it's not the cheddar, it's not the change. I got the change, which is, I would say, a shocker for me at this age. I'm like, whoa, okay, I'm rolling into money. But for me, it's like, you could lose your life by just coming across the wrong listing. it's dangerous, it's scary, and I don't want that to happen to anybody. So please, when you're doing apartment hunting, especially in New York, be very, very vigilant, be very careful. It can be a scam. Those broker fees, F that. Don't ever pay a broker fee. If the broker wanted to sell some house, they could do it themselves, because you got to pay the broker, the landlord, all this. It's a whole bunch of stuff. I saw a property. It was a 1-bedroom apartment in Jackson Heights or something. And I'm like, okay, it looked nice. It looked a little used up, but it was nice. And I just put, I put my email in and send a request. That's it. Just put your email and send a request, see what happens. I'm looking at the listing a little further after that. And I do a double check. And it said shared mother effing room. I was like, oh, hell no. $1,500 to share a kitchen and a bathroom. At that point, that's a motherfucking hostel. Excuse my language, but that is a hostel. I ain't trying to share no hostel. Child, I was like, no. Nope, not for me. I am not sharing no kitchen. I'm going to be making my cooking videos, and I refuse to share a mother effing kitchen. That is my bread and butter. Nope. I love cooking. And cooking does help you stay sane. Like, it really does. I have not been able to cook, and it's been eating at me. Hopefully, I think in about a week or two, I will have some content. I'm planning on doing something. I want it to be a surprise for y'all. But cooking keeps you sane. Cooking is so soulful. Cooking is so loving. And it's really a privilege to do. And to have your own kitchen. I don't care if it's 2 feet. Like, having your own kitchen and your own space as a woman is a beautiful, wholesome thing. And that's just what I want to share with this channel as well. I want to make more cooking videos where I talk, I be me, look cute, have a good time. And yeah, there's just goals that I have this year other than dating. I have really, really big goals other than dating. I want to make sure my health is in check. My health is good. I'm looking good. I'm smelling good. I'm feeling good. I want to keep that going. I want to keep being safe. So even being celibate as a black woman is a blessing right now, I will say. It's felt really good. I feel healthy. I feel, I have no worries. Like, I feel like not being celibate and dating, not even being in a relationship, is just not healthy for a lot of women. I used to be for let people do what they want to do, but it comes to a point where, like, all right, you learned what you like what you like, now move on and be safe and don't be doing nothing no more. Like, I have a lot of self-worth, but I also feel you can't judge people for how they live their life as well, as long as they're not hurting anybody. But I start to realize too that some people are just hurting themselves, and I don't want that. I don't want people hurting themselves, That's not something that I want. That's not something that I like. It does feel like you can be stuck sometimes when you're creating this content, because you don't get the viewership you want. You don't get the amount of numbers. You focus on numbers too much, and you start getting away from what your purpose was. And I feel like I've fallen into that sometimes, because I'll make a good ass video. I tell you, I'll make a good ass video, and then I'm like, dang, ain't nobody want to watch it. But you gotta just keep doing that. You gotta just keep making videos and expecting nobody to see it. You can't make it wanting to get a certain number, because the videos that I don't give two shits about, for some reason or whatever it is, get a lot of numbers, and I can't control that. The biggest scoop on YouTube is celebrity gossip. Now, I love celebrity gossip when we can talk about how it relates to us and how these are behaviors that we've seen, because they're human, and we could critique, we could judge, we could have commentary, we could say what we want to say. I love that. But at the same time, I will say it can be a little annoying that is what sparks our interest, because, I'm not famous. Don't nobody know me for associating, it's who you know. If I knew this rapper, everybody was like, oh my God, let's go follow her. We want to know about that rapper. And that honestly probably doesn't even feel good to people when you're talking to them or you're listening to them because you're thinking about somebody else. And I think that is a struggle that a lot of celebrities have, or, people that become celebrities through someone else other than their own means. So, it's like at the end of the day, everyone deserves to talk, but it's about who will. Talking does come with consequences. I will say that. I was recently listening to DL Whisper, and I don't know if he was joking, but I like his content. I feel like it protects black women. I'm for his content. Some things he says about trans women, I do feel is a little mean, but I do understand where he's coming from and what he's saying. I feel that, when he said on his live, not on his live, on his Instagram that, he got fired from his job, I hope he was joking, but, things like that happen when you talk. It's unfortunate, and that's something that we're all afraid of, getting reported, showing what we do online. And I feel like when it comes to commentators, it's a big thing. That's why I felt more comfortable to speak about everything and anything when I did not have a career. Like, I just was a substitute teacher. Went into buildings, went out. Ain't nobody give a shit about me. Ain't nobody care about me. In a good way. Like, I was cool with it. I didn't want nobody to know about me. I just wanted to make my money and get the up out of there. I wanted to read my books. I didn't want to work there. I did not, right? I was not happy. I was complacent because it was an easy job and it was good money. So, now that I have a career, I have to be more vigilant, in who I offend, because America is predominantly white. So almost everything I say offends them, even if it's in their favor. Talking about controversial topics, talking about things that mean a lot to black people, it may feel like they don't care, right? It may feel like they just want to see some money. They want to see the Krishan Rock. They want to see the money, the hood, the ghetto. They want to see you get all this money and be ratchet. Yes, I'm black and I'm going to say that word. They want to see you do that. They don't want to see you talking about love your hair. They don't want to see you talking about love your skin. That don't make no money to them. That don't make money to them. And guess what? I'm going to tell you, it's true. It's true. It does not make quick money. It don't make quick money. It's going to make you some money, but it's not going to make you no quick money. I'll tell you that. You're going to have to take some time. And I've noticed in my community and my generation as a black woman, fast money is all everybody wants. Fast money. Money that can just come and go, Money that don't stick. Money that don't mean nothing. And I'm here to say, don't give up and don't feel so depressed about it. I understand what it's like. I get it. Like I said, I've had things happen to me. I had to come back home, live with my parents to pursue my dream career. Was not the best thing I wanted to do, but I had to do it. And I'm okay, right? I've also learned that cycles I want to break by moving back home with my parent. I've learned the cycle I don't want to have for my children in the future, for my partner. I've learned what I don't want to do. I'm breaking that cycle. I'm listening to my children. If they tell me something, I'm listening. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm listening. I feel like in the black community, we need to listen more. Stop getting defensive. For real, stop getting defensive because someone younger than you knows more. I be listening. So when I was a substitute teacher, I be listening to them. They be telling me about this and who's this and I be like, oh shoot. What? They did what now? They did who now? I be like, oh, dang. They be telling me everything. These kids know. They know more than me. You should be listening to people who are younger than you. You may not agree with everything they have to say, but you should listen to, a few things they gotta say. You should think about, what it is that makes them feel so inclined to say what they have to say. But anyways, I digress. We're going to continue this conversation when I get back home because your girl has to get her tea. And I don't know if I can do that at the same time. Iced caramel protein matcha. Oh, I'm looking at that, child. All right. Bye, y'all. Please have a blessed day. Please have a loving day. Please love who you are. I love y'all all. Have a good day.